You're listening to Bionicle Commentary Central, the only podcast that journeys to 1
and 2
and 3.
Take it away, Ford.
Today is Friday, March 4th, 2016, and you are listening to episode 44 of the Bionicle Commentary Central podcast. Here with me today is Glenda.
Hello.
LQ.
Hey, yo.
Lena.
What's up, peoples?
And Leo.
That was a odd sound. What exactly was that?
I think it was like a slap.
That was me,
Wasn't that like a slap or something?
squeezing my cheeks in and making a... with my
Wow. That must be a new noise. We should copyright it. If anyone does it, we get a quarter.
tongue.
That's...
You need a Leo soundboard.
Oh, speaking of Leo. Speaking of doing new things, Leo. For those who don't know, me and Leo have an event planned. I'm going to be down in Florida in a couple weeks, and me and Leo are going to go to the Lego store. And I have something,
Wait,
Leo, that I want to do.
Space Center?
No, we're not.
But it's space, man.
Dreams
Oh,
have
man.
been ruined today.
Anyway, there's
We have
something
that
I've always
space.
wanted to do, Leo, that I've never done before.
Chuck rocks at the Dragon model?
No! Something that's legal.
What's the fun in that?
Okay.
Wait, that's not politically correct.
So, you know they have the pick-a-brick wall there?
Yeah.
One of the bricks they have is the little gem piece.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to take a cup and just scoop it full of the gem pieces and buy that.
Why?
Because they're so small, you can fit so many in the cup. They fit together really well. Unlike, you don't usually get you a pick-a-brick, because you have to fit all of these different blocky shapes into a round cup. But with the gems, they fill
fit
in
a whole
every
bunch of
crevice of that cup.
So you're gonna shortchange Lego.
So
well,
basically,
if you get
I'm
blue
abusing the
gems, then
system
you-
again like I
then
did the
you
other
have
day.
The realm crystal. So think of it that way.
They might have the realm crystal. I'm not sure. They had blue once. I'm not sure what gem they currently have. Leo, have you been there in a while?
Nope, not since March of last year.
Watch them not have any gems.
Oh,
That'd be terrible.
That would be so
Triangle with
cool.
this rubber band.
It's like plan ruined. We gotta go back. Gotta go back home, guys.
Well, my
More
plan
fun.
is to get some pieces to try and complete my golden mech thing that I'm making for Lloyd,
Oh yeah, I've
Awesome.
seen that.
as well as some gray stuff to make a voodoo head, and
Gray stuff.
some lime green pieces to make a political
Gray
slur
stuff.
To break?
head. And
Okay.
to get the windfish.
Enough of the
Oh, you don't have
frivolities.
windfish yet?
No, of course not.
Okay, you want to know something really annoying
Speaking
about
of the
that?
windfish, though, do you guys see?
Terrible thing is that my siblings went to the store the other day and they found the windfish and they didn't buy it. It was
What?
just...
They didn't buy it.
I've been looking for that thing for so
They are
long.
non-believers.
You know what I'm so happy about, though? The windfish has been confirmed canon because in Journey to 1, the windfish does fly.
Okay. Well, enough of the frivolities.
It's a
We are going to
windfish.
discuss Journey to
Yes,
1.
today Journey to 1 came out, and we
Yes.
all watched it this morning.
Yes.
Because we're
We
nerds.
all
Because
watched
we
it
are
bright
smart
and
people
early
and we
because
get a
are
good
smart
night's
people.
sleep.
Yep.
I actually couldn't sleep. I woke up at the middle of the night for whatever reason, and then I thought, I'm the first person in the world to say this, so I whispered.
I doubt you're the
"One,
first
it's
person in the
finally
world.
here." And I couldn't sleep until 4:30 in the morning or something.
I did
It was
almost
worth it.
consider, seeing if anyone wanted to stay up for a midnight premiere.
Stop it, Leo. We're gonna get a copyright.
Maybe we should do a midnight premiere for the June episodes.
Oh, that
wow.
would be fun.
Okay. Well, where do we even begin? Let's start at, I guess, the prologue.
Start at the
Beginning?
very beginning.
The prologue
very good
was
place
to
interesting. It wasn't bad. I wish they would have used the old voice actor for Norimoto, honestly.
Yeah,
That would have
I
been
think
good,
they
but
kept
I'm
him and they
glad with
also
the
kept
voice
the-
actor they
the
got.
cast
What was
that
his
they
name?
had
Someone
now.
Jeffers?
Andrew
Andrew
Jeffers.
Jeffers.
Andrew Jeffers.
Maybe.
Now, I thought this was a cool little thing. Like, it wasn't that they dedicated a whole episode of these 2 episodes that
And his
Oh,
bonus,
this is
we didn't know we were
12
getting it.
to that, but they actually tacked on a 12-minute prologue. That's
Yeah, and I was glad because
Yeah, and
they
I'm
didn't
glad because, like I
advertise
said, it
that
doesn't
at
have to
all.
waste time recapping, and
Yeah.
it doesn't disregard what's already happened.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah,
what
I love
Yeah,
the
I really
continuity.
like that.
Ford, you were actually
Um,
worried about that, weren't you?
I mean, I feel like they could have included more than just the Protector of Fire telling the story. Like, it could have been like an exchange, like, oh, this happened. Oh, right.
Well, I
forgot
think
about
that
This
kind
happened.
of, it was to drive it into people that their animations were supposed to be narrated by someone.
Because it was like
Yeah.
having a flashback And I really enjoyed that sort of effect that they were having.
Yeah, that's
I really did like that very much because
I mean,
Yeah, it was a
like,
nice surprise.
yeah.
I'm glad we got it.
The thing that kind of irked me though, it kind of threw me like, it just kind of confused me. So a while ago, when Journey to One was announced, they had a render of Tahu in
Oh,
his
yeah.
2015 form.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? Instead, they
That was just
like,
prelim stuff.
Instead they just took screen caps from the 2015 animations. And
Well,
put
I'll
them
tell
in the
you.
show,
I'll tell you
I think
why.
probably
which has a
budget.
completely different style. Why didn't they just animate them in the new style, and it would have been so much more cohesive?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
why.
Well, I would
Something I
say-
wish.
But that's like the only problem I have with this thing because it's so good.
Well, I would say that what they were doing was they were doing a flashback, which means that they were acknowledging the past, and that would explain why it's in a cartoony style, right? Because he's telling the story.
I mean, yeah, that's
Ah.
not. I'm not saying it's like oh, it's cheap, it's terrible, I hate it. No, I like it. I
Yeah.
think it works.
Yeah, I
for-
guess you
for
could
the
interpret it
purposes of
as being cheap,
Here I
but
am
I
still
don't
thinking we're
see
talking
it
about
that
the
way.
most
I don't
styles
want to see it
released.
that way.
Wow, back.
Yeah, something that I wish would have happened in Journey to One was that it showed the Master Toa and it showed Ikimu like showing them the armor or something. That would be
Yeah, I
interesting.
can
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
kind of
wish
wish
I
they'd
would've seen
shown
headcanon now. I
something
feel
a
like,
little more than what they did with
you know,
that.
the very end of the animations episode where Ikimu reforges their masks.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In the book, I first read that as, oh, these are going to be the new masks that they have from 2016.
I felt like
but
that should have been like that too.
Ah.
Yeah,
In
it
the
should've
animations,
been
it was
that.
just their same old things, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
would
think
make sense
technically we
that
can somewhat interpret that. I feel like there's room for a headcanon there.
so my
know-
headcanon is that Ikimu actually did reforge their masks to look like this, but they just didn't show that in the animations because spoilers.
Yeah.
But they did show the crystal armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So like, what's up with that?
Hint, hint. No,
well,
no.
I think that goes to
Wink,
show that
wink.
Ikimu was making them new armor. I think it would.
Yeah.
That's the best explanation for their new forms too. Honestly,
I
is
think it
that they're
was-
battle damaged and they needed,
Yeah, I think it was kind of a thing where they had to, like, he made these new masks, but then like to coincide with them, he made
They had
new
to go
armor.
through the headmaster
you know,
process in
so
order
they
to
could,
survive.
sell more sets.
More like Mask
But
Master.
here's what irks me. Like, so they get new armor, and it's completely unexplained, but this is kind of stemming from our discussion last week and, like, pretty much my thoughts on this new sets in general. So they get new armor, and they gain useless pistons.
Wow.
How is that helping?
we've went through this so many times.
How is
Because
that
It is
helping?
because Ikimu likes Greebling.
That's
He grew up
Haven't you seen
watching
his
the
mask?
original Star Wars trilogy, and he really likes Greebling.
Oh, God.
He probably has the complete seasons of Battlestar Galactica from 1978 somewhere.
Okay, well, that's just one thing that kind of irked me. But other than that, I liked it.
yeah. I thought that
So really just the transition from the prologue to
I didn't dislike
Journey
it.
to One proper.
Yeah.
I
mean,
di-
like,
okay, I felt okay. I didn't dislike it at all. It wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad. I just felt like it wasn't good exactly either. To be honest.
It was just there.
Hey, Namardo is Vakama now.
no,
Uh,
he's better than Vakama. Everyone is better than Vakama, but I will get to my
Okay.
thoughts on that.
The Traga was
No one
better.
is better
Yes,
than
I mean-
Viraga Vakama.
There's
Me too.
the voice acting. I feel like they really toned down the mechanical filter for the show, and I was glad they did that.
Me too, because I
Yeah.
had trouble
Yeah.
understanding the people in the commercial or who was talking.
Although,
Yeah.
at some points, okay, this is just a general thing. At some points, with the mechanical filter, it almost sounded like they were just using that filter to differentiate between voices with the same voice actor.
I don't think.
Well, I
some of
don't
them-
think that is true because we know there's different
Well,
voice
we know
actors.
there's multiples, but some of them did sound...
Especially if you watch the credits.
Some of them sounded very similar.
You know,
And
me and Malurs were commenting. We thought Umrak sounded a lot like Garmadon.
I
Really?
thought
Not
Ikimu
really.
sounded a lot like Garmadon.
He also
That's weird.
Malurs also said that Normoto sounded really evil with his voice filter.
That's
I didn't
actually
notice.
what I was thinking too, except about Akimu.
And then, like when he laughed at one point.
I feel like Umarak sounded more like the
Oh, speaking
Frank
of that, Bingzak was in this.
Yes, all the
only
villagers
s-
were in this.
was he
and it
really?
was great.
Oh wait.
I mean, I saw the villagers, but not him.
Oh,
I think we.
yes,
Oh,
I
that also
just-
does confirm one thing I was just thinking of. If we were wondering whether or not all the villagers had different masks.
But they
I
do
was
all have the
reacting
same
the
one. It's
same
just like
way
a different
that
design
the
on a
little
few of them.
Matoran were. It's like pushing people to be quiet. It's like,
I want to get like a whole bunch of protector masks and make villagers.
by the way.
because
I
love
do
the
too,
protector
but
We
it's
found
so
out that the
expensive.
villagers are not just called villagers anymore. They have a species name that's
Yes!
officially.
Oh,
they're
yes.
called
I
Wait,
just
did
love
that
it.
say? Was
Yeah,
that
that-
confirmed?
Yes,
yeah, we
he
found
did.
out
Oh,
that
okay.
because remember Narmoto said
Interesting.
we are Okotans, so now we know that they're officially known
So
as
have we
Okotans.
transitioned to episode 1 now, or are we still in the prologue?
I think
We're
we're just
in
kind of like
between.
talking about all of them in general at this point.
I feel like going through it. There's not really enough of a sequence to really go through and comment
yeah,
on
there's
it.
only
so-
Sure
like
there is.
2.
We can talk about the Skull Spider attack.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Akimu was saying good. They're attacking the village.
What? Yeah, I caught that too. Like, oh, good.
Me and
they're
Dolores
attacking
were
the
laughing
village.
at that part.
You can
so
put
hard.
your new skills to use. And I'm like, aren't you concerned that they're killing your people?
Mhm.
They're not- they didn't. We didn't see them actually kill anyone.
Speaking of that,
But
skull
like,
spiders
they're
are
bad
still at
guys.
large.
Yes,
I actually
Also,
really
like,
like that they
oh,
kept the
skull
skull spiders at
villains?
large. Like they're still an issue.
me too, because I really
Yeah.
like.
I feel
the
like it adds more
continuity.
connectivity to the universe.
yeah,
Definitely. I definitely want
the
them
story's
to
like
keep
growing
the
with
single-
every,
line of story.
you
right?
know,
Mhm.
so it makes sense.
kind of.
It's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
last year isn't just something that they sweep away and.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
To make
taking
room for
everything
something
they
else. Yeah,
had
I'm
last
glad-
year and built upon it, and that's
I'm
why I
really
love
glad that
this.
they're
It doesn't
keeping the
forget to
That's
continuity.
what it's
I
supposed
thought it would be
to
like
be
a huge
about.
I'm very
reboot,
glad
like,
they didn't forget anything. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about Umarak. His powers
Lots
are
of
so much
Umarak.
cooler than I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although,
He's- he's
okay.
sound-
Umarak is fun.
he reminds
to
Can I
watch.
just give you
His
my
voice-
favorite moment
Yeah,
with
wait.
Umarak's powers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he shoots Tahu right square in the chest, and the
Oh.
bolt just kind of sticks
Yeah,
there. He's just like, huh.
Oh.
Like he just almost
Apparently,
looks
Umarak is like Hawkeye. He
from
has an
his
arrow for
body
everything.
language and the look in his, like, I guess the look from his eyes, because you can't really see their faces. But he just looks like, huh.
What's
Wow. A thing just got me in the chest. That's so cool, guys.
Hey guys,
No,
look!
we're going
I
the
had a
same
shot.
shots that turned in like the dinosaur Umarak things with the tails and the purple.
Dinosaurs.
I wasn't sure what those were.
Dinosaur Mirax.
remember how I said it.
don't know.
No.
Anyway, I thought
It's
that
just-
was interesting. So apparently, Umarak has the power to clone himself with arrows.
That part
Yeah,
was in
and
episode
also,
2.
like,
kind of thinking
where
that
did-
maybe then it was an illusion or something.
was
Also, like,
end of
in that
episode
Because
same
otherwise it
sequence-
doesn't really
Some-
make a lot of sense. Or possibly a
So,
shadow
in that
illusion
same
or something.
sequence, like,
Because I'm not sure what it would be otherwise.
I think it's Gally who's like, he's using the elements against us. In what way? I don't
Well,
see
I saw
it.
that as he is draining the elemental power from Tahu to make the energy to create that particular bear trap.
That's
It's a bit far-fetched.
yeah.
but
That's what I was
it's
thinking.
close as
Like
I can
maybe
get.
the shadow traps.
I was just
kinda
kind of
drain
confused about it.
elemental energy for him to use, combined with shadow to make.
Maybe
his
we're
own
overthinking
things.
this.
The thing is, we don't know anything. Like even after watching this, I still don't know that much about Umarak's powers.
We do know more about the shadow powers. Like his shadow teleportation is really cool.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
I know no one else is going to think of this, but when I saw that, LQ, you may remember him, Brickme from the old Bionicle roleplay.
Yeah.
His roleplay character, Makuta Cherix, operated in much the same way, just disappearing into shadows, and I couldn't help but
That's
think
Yeah,
of that.
Umarak's mask really is kind of the G2 Krakan, which is interesting.
Yeah. It's just like,
Another thing
Yeah,
about Umarak I
it-
noticed is his voice wasn't quite as screechy as it seemed in the trailers.
yeah.
His voice
it's-
reminds me of G1 Galvatron, voiced by Frank Welker.
really.
Welker.
I was
Before
just
you were saying
thinking, like,
Starscream.
To me,
Hmm.
Galvatron
Yeah, I
will
was thinking
always
either,
sound like
Yes.
Dylan
Leonard
Galvatron
Nimoy.
from Frank Welker or Starscream.
He will always be.
I
Leonard
watched the
Nimoy to me.
Transformers movie like twice when I was 8, and that's all I know for reference.
Were
Yeah,
you
the
Starscream?
Those are the
1980
things I've
one
seen
or
from
the
long
sequence?
Bayformer one?
Is that where Optimus Prime dies?
No,
Yeah.
it's where Unicron eats a planet.
It's
Yes.
both.
I don't remember
Both.
that. I remember Optimus Prime dying, and I knew
I
who Optimus
remember-
Prime was, so that I didn't think he
I
could
remember
die.
at the beginning of the movie that Unicron ate a planet, and
I remember
So
the
we're
animation.
talking
The 80s
about
animation was
spoilers
kind of
that
creepy.
Aren't just like about. We're talking about spoilers for a movie that's not Journey to One. Get back on topic.
It's
Not
spoiled
spoilers,
for a
it's
movie
been
from
out-
the 80s.
It's been out for 30
Fine.
years.
You know what?
Maybe some
Fine.
people haven't seen it yet.
And there's several generations. Okay, then if we can't spoil that, we can't spoil that Motoro dies.
He what?
What the heck, man?
What?
Gosh, LQ, you just spoiled the whole thing. Thanks a lot.
People die in these stories.
Yeah, but you didn't have to tell us
Hey
that.
guys, Citizen Kane, when he says Rosebud, he's referring to his sled.
No.
Lena has no
Alfred
way
is
to
really the
know.
Joker.
Oh, come on.
I hope everyone here has seen The Dark Knight. Anyways, moving on.
How have no one said that yet?
Because that's too mainstream.
Let's see what else to count on. Oh, Pohatu is a jerk.
Okay.
Okay,
Pohatu was great, I feel.
can I
He
just
had a great
like
At
give
this
you
point, he's
a-
not Australian, though.
Okay, let me tell you what I hated the most about this show. This is what I hated
Is
the
this
most
going to be a
about
rant?
Journey to One. And this is like just a minor complaint really in scope of all of it. So the set form of this character I thought was surprising. It was surprisingly good, and most people thought of it as it's not that great, but I'll get it anyway. And then they found out, oh wow, it's great. And it's probably one of the better values of a $15 set. I am talking about Pohatu. I loved that set. I love Pohatu United of Stone. It does a lot of things right.
Yeah, I really like Pohatu as well.
want to kill Pohatu. I hate Pohatu. He is my least favorite character in Bionicle of all time. I do not like him anymore. He is a jerk. He's
He's
sucks.
not cool in the
he
in the
sucks.
animations
He is
at all.
the villain. He is the villain in this show.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? And he's also really stupid. He's like everything.
actually did.
Hang on, I'm on a rant. Please, I'm sorry.
Can't stop this rant.
You cannot stop me.
The rant.
So he's so stupid. Like everything that he could do, he doesn't. And then he's like, "Oh, well, it's not my fault. It is so your fault. You're the villain. You are the villain. You're the reason that Okoto is probably going to get destroyed this summer. You're the reason that all of the bad things happen. Great job. Great job."
You done?
Rant
Yeah.
over.
Okay.
yeah, but one
Rant
thing,
over.
Even everyone hates Kitar, even Pohatu.
Even Pohatu
Yeah,
hates
I
Kitar.
actually-
You know what? Now I want to
I
go out and
actually-
get a Kitar set.
To make him
Because
feel
Pohatu
better.
Kitar
sucks.
gives you radiation poisoning.
yes, I mean, at first I was interested and I thought it was a good point when Pohatu said, "Look, I don't like Scorpios, okay?"
Yeah, I'd agree
I
with
thought
that.
That was. I'm glad that they kept that into continuity, but
You know what the
I'm
worst
glad
part
that
about
they kept
Pohatu
that
is, though?
What is
continuity,
the
The
worst
but-
part
point that
about
he
Oh,
lost the
it's the
accent.
fact that he's not Australian?
Yes.
Pohatu to
What
me
the
will
heck,
always be Australian because that is the way he will always be to me.
Yes.
I will always voice him as an Australian.
Yeah, he has
You know what I think my
Pohatu.
favorite part of the show was? It was when Onua was going to his mask unification, and he just says, "I hate mazes," and they just smashes through all the
Yeah.
walls.
Yes. Like,
Yeah. But
Pretty much.
can I just talk about...
No,
okay,
you
can we
can't.
talk
Can
about
I-
the
can I
ending
try to
No.
of
defend him?
Pohatu cannot be
stupidity?
defended.
Can I just like finish
No, I'm
up
just
with...
kidding. Let Glenda talk about Pohatu for a second.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm going to play Makuta's advocate here. Pohatu,
Uh-oh.
as
Oh, boy.
Lena aforementioned, then Pohatu does not like scorpions, and we know from the comic that Pohatu doesn't want pets. He effectively got a
Exactly.
scorpion
Like,
pet,
yeah, but...
so, and I agree that he was not nice about it at all, but I believe that it could be
Yeah.
understandable, at least in some
Well,
ways.
it's not just with how he treats Kitar either. It's just his attitude.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah.
He doesn't pull it off.
He's
It's not
a
like
jerk.
cool, ignorant like certain people.
I mean, like, he doesn't
I was
just
gonna
treat
make a
Kitar
reference I
that
probably
way. He
shouldn't.
treats, like, the rest of his team that way, and they all just, like, at the end of everything, they all just kind of treat him like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
If somebody talked to me that way, I would punch them in the face.
He's kind of like, in some points, he's like
I
what
actually would.
Kopaka. I mean, people have already said this in the animation, but he really is like Kopaka was in G1 in a lot of instances.
Mhm.
But Kopaka, I don't know what to think of Kopaka. I mean,
think
he's
they
obviously a very
actually,
different
like,
character,
As far
but
as, like,
Kopaka
G1
didn't
personalities go, I think they switched Pohatu and Kopaka as if
they
they
all,
I've
it
noticed
feels
that
like they
before,
did,
yeah.
kind of.
Because, like, Kopaka's the kind of guy who's like, haha, I got my creature and my mask. Well, so
I
do
felt
we,
like him
Kopaka."
monologuing
Aw.
so much was really not what I expected from Kopaka.
Yeah, Like,
yeah, like
Pohato
I
was
think
the tryhard.
this is great.
That's the thing.
That's a very original.
I thought it would be like
Pohato
the
line.
opposite. And I was not expecting
Any of that?
Pohatu to talk that much. I thought he'd like talk as little as he did in the animations, but
No, that's Onua's thing.
yeah, I was surprised that
Speaking of
he
Onua, I really
wasn't
like
talking.
Onua's voice much better now.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
do.
Onua's
Onua's
love
probably my favorite
Onua's voice
character in the
this,
show.
yeah. Because it really is a lot better.
Tahu was kind of generic.
Yeah.
Tahu was like, hey,
Honestly, I think they could have done a bit better with
can
all
we
of the Toa's
talk
personalities. I
about-
felt like Pohatu and Liwa had the most personality out of all of them. The others were kind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
set to the
My favorite
side.
character is
definitely
Liwa.
had a lot of character to
I
him.
wanted to say that my favorite character was
Oh,
going to be
Liwa,
Gally.
Liwa, I have a point about that.
Oh, okay.
Liwa,
Uh-oh.
me and Melissa aren't sure if this is true, but we swear we heard Liwa using tree speak.
Wait, seriously?
Yes,
Did we?
I'm pretty
What-
sure he did.
when was that?
Where?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
he said searching up, down.
Really? That was.
I
Oh.
don't remember.
It was,
Okay.
right at the part where he's going into the jungle and right after he meets Uxar.
Oh yeah, I think he did.
I
Speaking
don't
of which,
remember.
I really like
I'll have to
all of the Toa's
look through that
interactions with their creatures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I
right.
liked
them.
that a lot. I liked it. Did you notice how the Toa who were most
There's also-
easygoing were the ones who got along best with their creatures? Like Gali and Onua got along really well with theirs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like.
Except for
Oh,
Liwa.
you know,
He was
Liwa
just,
never
like,
humbled himself before the creature, though. Me and Melissa also noticed that.
Well, I would agree with that because
I
I mean,
enjoyed seeing Pohatu get butted off.
Liwa's
a cliff
got the
by Keith.
playful
Yeah,
Uxar,
that was-
so that kind
Oh,
of makes
speaking of
sense.
Kitar and cliffs, there's this point where Umrak is threatening to drop Kitar off
Okay,
the
I
cliff.
want
have-
to. I
Yeah.
want to save that
So-
because I
Okay,
want to
you
talk
see, if
about
his
that.
tail would have had
That's just the
articulation in that one
stupidest
spot,
scene
he
ever.
wouldn't be in that mess.
Oh, so now you're
Okay.
blaming him for his build.
But these
So-
set limitations.
Here's okay. Can I just like go over the ending now, please?
No.
Yeah.
And my gripes
No.
with it. So
No.
No.
the mask was just inches away from Pohatu.
Oh
When-
boy. Yep.
Kitar got dropped off the cliff.
We forget about elemental powers at that
Yeah,
point.
I was saying that
So,
Pohatu
wouldn't
ought
he
to
just
make like a
scoop
ledge
up
or
the mask
something
and
under.
then dive off the cliff.
Because
Well, I was thinking that
then
it would be
would've been
easier
too
for
late.
him to
Then
create
we couldn't have the shoehorn
stone
moral.
ledge
Reflexes are much quicker.
underneath.
Then Umrak wouldn't have been able to
Kitar.
say you care too much, and we couldn't have a moral shoehorned into the end.
Yeah, that's
And
basically
we
what
need a
happened there.
moral.
Like,
What's wrong
are you
with the
kidding
moral?
me?
What's wrong with the
And then
moral?
okay, so he loses the mask, and then everybody else is like, "Oh, it's okay." No, it's not. No, it's not. He's going to
Actually, I
destroy
was
the
thinking it's
island
only okay
with the
because, I
mask.
mean,
Are
the-
you kidding me?
The universe is doomed. We're all gonna die, but it's okay. You saved a scorpion.
He's going to destroy everything, and you gave him the MacGuffin
But
to
for-
do it.
Ford.
You love the thing that you hate.
How
it
are
is
you
okay,
not?
Ford, because they've read the script. They know how it ends.
Yeah, actually,
Well,
I've got
you
a
know
question.
what? They're bad at dialogue because, like, you don't just come out after that and be like, "Oh, it's okay." No, you're gonna destroy the island because you
Here's
just.
the point I
had
because I think it's
what?
always been Bionicle's weak point in visual media is that there's so many characters. I feel like Ninjago is at like always at the max of the 4 ninja. They had just in the pilot episodes. One thing was we had almost no personality for anyone but Kai, and that was what a lot of people didn't like about it. Then when we got more episodes, we're able to focus on each one individually. But here, we just don't have time to focus on the Toa's characterization enough.
Oh, not at all. If you're looking
I
for that, then
actually
you're not
kind of
gonna
liked the
have to find it here.
characterization of the Toa.
Although,
Yeah.
there is.
I felt it
little
was very
bit,
bland.
but it just kind of plays off their previous
Yeah.
previous character traits that
I
guess
feel
have
like
been
it's just-
redefined because
Yeah,
writing.
Tahu was much more willing to work with his team now
Yeah.
than he was in
Yeah.
2015.
I guess I really would like it to be on the level of Ninjago as characters go.
It's not.
Yeah.
Gonna be that.
Wouldn't we all?
I know it's not.
That's
I
the thing.
I can hope.
We can all hope.
Real quick, can we talk about Gally, please?
Are you gonna rant about her again?
Golly was just there.
Yeah. that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's
like,
just
the
like
voice was great. I love the voice.
I can't.
Their
Yeah, she
voice
sounded
is
like
fine.
I didn't like
a younger
but
version
I
of Kina or
also-
something.
Okay, even though I hate this model version of Gally, I really like her body language in this. Like it really emphasizes her character. It gives her character in a form that is very much lacking character.
Character. Something
I was
that
kind of
Calvin
annoyed
lacks.
that they feminized her as much as they did,
That
but
who?
it wasn't that
Something that
bad.
Calvin lacks.
Who's
Who?
Calvin?
Calvin and
Calvin
Hobbes?
and Hobbes
I've only
Right.
read a selection of those.
I remember.
But,
need more than just a selection.
The only thing, and it's pretty much the main thing that everybody doesn't like about Gally in this generation, pretty much, I feel like this could actually work if you put it in the show, but at some points, if she has to speak, all she could say is, I'm the girl one, and it would be fine. And I am not okay with that.
That's not what they did, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, but we all know who the true star of the show was.
I know.
Yes.
Liwa.
The Windfish.
The windfish!
The windfish.
Beautiful.
I was, like, just cheering when I saw the Windfish could fly.
Well, I'd seen that before in an
Windfish.
episode of a trailer, but it was great to see him flying on
It can
screen.
fly, it can fly.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if those
fly.
were canon. I mean, it would always be canon to me, but I'm
Yeah, we're
so
like-
glad
But
the
it's
Windfish
canon,
flew.
yeah.
It is all recognized.
But Golly was an idiot. She doesn't fly with it. She goes right down to the water for some reason.
Well, I think it's like a weight.
Okay, I want to talk about
gravity
that. That was
kind
one of
of-
my least favorite scenes when the Toa are racing to the
Yeah,
island.
like there was no need.
But-
there was
but-
absolutely no need for that.
Yes, there was. That,
No,
if they hadn't
there
have done
wasn't.
that, then we wouldn't have seen the Easter Island head.
We would
they
have
could have
seen
been
it
on the
regardless.
beach still. They'd have to race.
They had to pass by it. We would have seen it either way.
Oh, also, we've gotten confirmation Kopaka can go around like Frozone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought that was
Perhaps-
really cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
perhaps.
I'm trying not to be prejudiced against this Kopaka because he's so different than G1, but I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time.
What's up?
I can't like this Kopaka with his new character.
Why?
I don't know. Like I said, it's probably because it's just not Kopaka. I know. I shouldn't be holding him to the G1 standard. I know, but I just can't get past it.
Think of him as a tryhard.
Although I feel like we lost some of the gruffness from the 2015 anime.
He did.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, he
Just
like
he
a
seemed a
Pohat-
lot more playful than he did before. Even
But at
even
least he didn't
Pohatu
slip.
seemed a lot more playful than before. Like,
Yeah, all of them seemed a
Mhm.
little bit more
Of
of course,
laid
we all
back.
think
have an issue
Pohatu's a
with.
jerk. So
Hey, I've got a question about Pohatu. I was just wondering, what if Pohatu had ignored Kitar falling to his death and taken the Mask of Control instead?
Then
Kitar.
We would have one less.
Here's a
story.
question I have. What if Pohatu just used his power of stone to make a pillar on both and bring them to him?
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
Also, like
he
he was
totally should have
and
done
I said
that.
this before.
Perfect.
He was like inches away from the mask of control. All he had to do was
Yeah,
like, as he was
that
running
is
toward
incredibly
the other
frustrating.
cliff, scooped it up with his hand, and
Or he could have
had
punched
it in his
Umrak in the
hand.
face. Ask
Yeah,
Kopaka,
just-
face punching is very effective.
or if he had tried both those, Umarak would have shot him and dropped Kitar at the same time.
Okay, then I don't mean
Noble
to do this
sacrifice.
Team 4-star joke, but
Wait, no, he
Dodge.
couldn't have shot him because he needs two hands to operate his bow, and one of them was holding Kitar.
No, he doesn't.
God,
He could have stabbed Pohatu then.
well, that's not very kid-friendly.
He could have, like I said, used stone powers.
No, wait, he wouldn't
Oh,
stab
but you know,
Pohatu,
one thing I
he'd
did
stab
really like,
at
my
Pohatu.
favorite use of elemental energy in this part was where Pohatu like skipped a stone across the ocean to get to the island.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I loved that. I loved that a lot. That was one of my favorite scenes with him, and he just kicked it off of him.
Wait a second, what scene are we talking about?
The racing scene.
Oh,
I think?
and a thing I wanted to mention with Leo, where they was talking about you can fly again. Did they
Yeah.
take away Leo's wings?
I think so, because
like it.
yep.
they probably
He needed-
replaced his
needed his
X-Glider, which
axes in
allowed
order.
him to fly.
But why would they take away? That doesn't make sense. They shouldn't have said that because
He
now
could
it
have
doesn't
gotten
make
his
sense.
tonfas.
But it doesn't
Because
make
now
sense
he
why they
has super
downgrade him.
weapons that make him look dumb. I'm sorry.
Tonfas are great.
Lewa is one of my favorite sets this wave.
He can do the traitor.
Well,
He can do the
yes,
six
he could do the
spins.
traitor. Except traitor isn't dumb. So I take that back.
Any other comments anyone wanted to talk about Journey to 1?
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, I have a question about. So I made a theory about Umarak before a month or so before before I watched the episode. So I got this
Okay.
theory as soon as I saw Umarak the Destroyer, and I thought and I thought that it would be all 4 episodes would be released. So
Oh no,
Nope.
they
My
would
theory
not do
was
that.
Hmm?
They did that before with Hero Factory, Invasion from Below, and
And it
that
was
did not work
terrible.
out with them because interest in it dwindled pretty much as soon as it came out.
Yep.
Which it
Hmm.
came out in January and featured all the sets in 22 minutes, and that was it.
Yep.
And
Which
it was
is
a
why
very
I only got one set for that
unsatisfying
wave.
and very not fun 22 minutes.
That one
that.
set was only because I needed pieces for a contest.
Yeah.
yeah, but let me end here. Okay, so Umarak, my theory was that they'd almost get to him, but then he'd whack them all out of the way and put on the mask of control. And he's like, and Todd's like, no, they're too late, and it would be a cliffhanger ending. Then on the next episode, then it would become the mask would become too powerful for him. Then he transformed into the Destroyer, and they'd have one final battle.
Well, we have a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we do.
I
Yeah.
think it ended at a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it did
same.
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
by
like
the way, guys, I didn't pay attention when I watched the first time. Did the credits of the first episode get credit Merlin Mann?
I don't remember.
I
I'm going to be
don't
disappointed if
I
they did not
didn't
credit Merlin
see
Mann. He
the
deserves
credits.
credit.
Everybody was too hyped, like
Well, that
it's the episode, it's the
stinks.
episode. I
That's
couldn't
if they
see
didn't
it.
credit him, then
I saw
that's
Matt
just like a
Bedeker's
slap
name
the
in there.
face. Yeah, I did see that though.
Who's Matt Bedeker again?
He's the American designer on Bionicle.
Yeah, he's one of the
Hmm.
concept
He's been-
designers.
He's been there since at least 2011. I
He's
think.
the one who does all the concept art.
Okay.
Yeah.
That he put like all the month of stuff. He did all that.
And he was also in this
Oh.
really hilarious video showcasing the new CCBS
Yes,
designs
we
during
talked
the
about that.
Savage Planet.
Well, we talked about a video that he was in last week.
Yes,
In the last podcast.
but this wasn't the one
with
from
the kid,
2011 where he was
and it
doing
was
a build-up
so
with another
it was
designer.
truly like I don't cringe at everything, but it was truly cringeworthy.
It,
Go and watch
it
that
was.
podcast.
I watched it. Not on the website though, on YouTube because the website won't work for me.
That's weird.
Still,
Anyway, Podger's a jerk. Umarak is awesome.
Yes.
And Journey to One is worth it. You should go watch it, even if you don't have Netflix.
Definitely watch it.
go
Like I
get
say, it
Netflix
definitely is
and
not
watch
on, like... If it wasn't about Bionicle, I wouldn't like it, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, and
It's not a great show. It's not a bad show.
it. Yeah, I mean it's
yeah,
not like
and
I feel like
I
this
liked
could
it.
be like the same as the 2015 hype, where people were like, "Oh wow, it's gonna be like #1 thing. Whoa, it's gonna be like next Pokemon."
I would say I'm not, from
But
my
no, it's
personal
not.
expectations, I'm not disappointed, at least.
yeah.
I think it was, at least it kept dignity.
I'm
say
reminded
Yes.
of the first 3 episodes of the TMNT TV series from 2003. It was quite enjoyable. Really.
I am hoping that eventually, like Ninjago, when it first started off with a shorter series, if we could get a longer season and really delve into these
Oh
characters
yeah, that'd
more,
be great.
that would be
But,
very good.
My opinions
But for now,
on
this is what we have.
My opinions on this are pretty much the same as last year when my overall opinions on the 2015 animations were. I wasn't expecting something groundbreaking. I was expecting something life-changing. Bionicle was never life-changing to me that much, really. Like,
It
I
was to
wasn't
me.
devastated when Motaro died. I didn't really have that much of a connection to him as a character.
Blasphemer.
So, no, really, I was like, oh wow, he died.
I wasn't. Motoro was my favorite, and Nika. I had his
So,
sets, and they
for
were
me,
sitting there
it's
beside
like-
me as I read the comic,
not
and
like-
I had to read it like 5 times, and I still wouldn't
I
believe
mean, like,
it.
sure, I couldn't believe it either, but like, it wasn't like Data from Star Trek dies. Like, you
Wait,
know,
what?
like a very important
what?
character dies, or
What?
or like how about this? Spoiler alert: Spock dies.
What?
It wasn't like as heart wrenching as something like that, or where say,
Spoiler
like,
alert.
Darth Vader dies. as
I'm
Anakin
gonna beep
Skywalker.
that out. I'm gonna beep that out. That was terrible.
It's hard to say, but it's like I wasn't expecting something groundbreaking, and we didn't get anything real groundbreaking. It was
No,
just a
we
simple
didn't.
story of good versus evil, and I liked it. Pretty much the same with this. It's a simple story
We
of
got,
good
we got
versus
something
evil
enjoyable.
that expands on the lore that was from 2015, from all of its story materials, including the books and the comics, and builds upon them with this, and that is why I love it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have no major gripes with it.
Yeah,
really,
neither
it's just
do I. The only one, I
it's-
think the only thing we all really have a gripe with is Pohatu and his being a jerk.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause he was
Like I
my
said,
favorite
I'm
character.
alwaed.
I don't have a gripe with that.
He was my favorite
I
character. and I
still
don't
like
know
I thought
the
it
detail.
went
G2. The story wise just hasn't been all that great for me. I really only follow it because I like G1 and because we do this podcast here, and it's fun to discuss it with you guys. Not that I don't like it, not that I wouldn't do doing it at all, but to me, it's just not a story I totally enjoy.
Okay. We were talking about this before, but let's put this in perspective once more. This is a story about a tropical island.
Oh, yes, I've heard this
in
like
which-
3 times today.
In which robots live
They're
on it,
not
who
robots.
wear
They're
masks that
biomechanical
grant
life forms.
powers,
How come
and
no
they
one can
also
get that
have
straight?
elemental powers,
They're not
and they
robots.
fight evil.
Ugh.
You meant to say
Do you,
robots, right?
do you
No, they're not
really
robots.
expect
Ah.
something groundbreaking from a concept as out there as that is?
Yes.
G1 was?
It wasn't really.
You monster.
Yeah, it was.
Was it
Not
better than
really.
Star Wars? Was it better
To
than
me, it
Star
definitely
If
is.
it started out as a movie
Yeah, to
with
me it
the
definitely is, to be
storyline that
honest.
it
Better
had
than
in
any of the
2001,
greatest movies
yes,
of all
it could have
time.
been.
Bionicle G1 is my favorite story of all time.
You are a nostalgia geek, and I will no longer accept your opinion as valid.
That's your problem.
Exactly, so am I.
And myself.
It's just, I know, it's
Go take
a
off your
personal thing for me,
rose-tinted
but
glasses,
it is
hippie.
just Bionicle. I mean, look at, this is how I've met some of my greatest friends was through Bionicle G1.
Yeah, me too.
It is a very nostalgic thing to me. It is my favorite story,
You-
just
you-
because
you-
it's not only about the story either, it's about the experiences I've had with it with everyone.
You do know
It's
that
about
I'm
everything going
being
into it.
sarcastic, right?
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but I want to explain it anyways.
I wasn't attacking you at all. Just, you know.
I know you wouldn't, because then I'd fire you.
Yes. Sorry, me. We're all friends.
Real
Hey, fire me, I quit.
You can't fire me, I quit. That's why I don't fit in.
in.
Yeah, whatever.
Ford,
Wow.
I'm just kidding, I won't fire you. You can be anything except for a dentist.
Yeah, I don't have any
Why
intention of
or
being
homeless
that.
That's just a
That's,
really
I
good.
don't know. It scares
That's
me.
just really
What
nice.
if
Ford
someone,
can be a
like, bites
hobo
on
if
your
he wants
finger
to.
and,
Don't-
like, ugh.
You
I
don't.
don't
You're
think
not in
that.
charge of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can
I don't
live
wanna-
Ford wants to
if
be
he
a
I don't wanna
hobo.
think
He
about
can be
being
a hobo.
dentist, sticking my
We're not
fingers
talking
in
about that
somebody's
kind of
mouth.
homeless.
He can learn the art of boiling tennis balls.
What?
I'm a good
Is that a
plumber.
reference that I don't get?
Maybe.
Wait.
Have you
Maybe.
Ever seen have you ever seen Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yes, yes,
The
yes,
cartoon?
yes.
Yeah, I watched the old cartoon.
I
Oh,
know, it was
yeah.
so beautiful.
Speaking of references,
Quite a few. I used to
I
have like
watched
the
a lot of them.
VHS season collection.
Speaking of
Oh, I
references,
still have that.
I didn't notice that many references to G1, other than aesthetics.
No, I didn't.
Other
No,
think
there
than
was
that's
like,
fine.
there wasn't
general
like there were
aesthetics,
there were
I
like
didn't really
hidden
notice that much
Vahi all
difference.
over the place.
We had the Nuva symbols, which I think was reference
Yeah.
enough.
Are you
Like-
sure? They have the Vahi everywhere.
Wait,
The
Leo,
screen
are you
was
being
in every
serious?
corner.
shape of a Vahi.
Are you serious, Leo?
No, I'm not being serious.
Okay, I was gonna say because I may
you
have not
serious?
noticed it. If
Never.
they did, they did a much better job of cameo appearances this time.
Yeah.
Although I wish there was.
They had
Yeah,
the around the
that's another
fireside
reason
thing, which
why
I guess
liked
counts.
Journey 1, like it
That
felt
there
like
was
its
no
own
Vahi?
thing. There was no fan service keeping it down, like Star Wars Force Awakens.
Star Wars Force Awakens is
There
a
was-
great movie.
There was nothing about there was not much fan service there that really brought it down for me. It was just its own thing, and it was like, okay, I am my own thing, and I'm gonna be what I want to be. Boom. I'm not gonna be what you want me to be. I'm gonna be what I
Yeah,
want
if
to be.
Bionicle
And
wants
that's
to be
why
a
I liked
hobo,
it.
it can be a hobo.
Yes.
I'm
Totally.
going to title this video.
Well, speaking of Bionicle stuff, I think most of us, if not all of us, have gotten to play Mask of Control.
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually.
It is a
liked
fun
it.
and enjoyable game.
Really?
I was able to play some of it.
It
I
gets
played
very
some.
hard for me. I don't know. I'm
It's
stuck
better
on
than the Skull Spider smashing game.
I'm stuck
I
on
liked-
this most recent
okay.
level, and I can't get past it because
I
I'm
only
only on, like,
recently
level
started
4.
it
I'm sorry to be the negative Nancy again.
again.
Yeah, I'm sorry about me and the negative Nancy again, but I played it once yesterday, just the day before recording this, and I will never play it again.
pedal
It
your
is-
insult
Why?
somewhere else.
The
Why don't you
worst
like it?
game I have ever downloaded onto my phone.
I like it a lot.
Really?
I like it a
Really?
lot.
Well,
I've
this is
tried
the
that
first
a
game I've
cheap-
downloaded onto my phone.
It's a cheap, and at least it's free, so that's the only good thing it has going for it. It's a watered down, buggy version of Infinity Blade.
It wasn't buggy for me at
Buggy.
all.
That's not good.
I didn't
I didn't have any
any
bugs
Okay.
either,
I
but
didn't have any
guys,
bugs.
do you all
I
use
used to be
Android?
able
No,
to
you
do
use
that.
it
It is
iOS, don't
very
Oh,
you?
you got like the
unresponsive.
you got like the Bionicle
Yeah, that's
curse
iOS.
going.
So basically, you're running the same OS as Ford, except you can't call people.
Well, the thing is, it's very unresponsive. Like there are times
Really?
where I
I'm playing
hit
it right
block,
now, and it's
I
very
just,
responsive
like,
to me.
Mash block, and it doesn't do block.
Well, I think you've got like the curse of non-responsive Bionicle stuff because I mean you've got the waist function. Wow, you've
Yeah,
got all sorts
you're
of.
just having no luck this year, Ford.
Really not. Like The game doesn't work. Lewa's shoulders don't work. Printing doesn't work.
I'm playing as Lewa
right.
in the game right
What
now,
is
and his
going
shoulders are
on
working
with
fine.
quality?
Yeah, I'm
Get the
playing.
short end of the stick with Bionicle, man. This stinks.
No.
Well,
I'm
it's because
calling
you
you
keep on
Star.
insulting it. That's
yeah,
why.
and I'm getting all the long sticks because I use telescopic straws.
What I really would love with this type of game, though, if they could do a PvP, that would be
That
so
would
great.
be
Would be pretty
awesome.
Oh,
They should do
yes,
player versus
I'd
player
love
hammer
that.
flush.
Okay, that, I
Yes!
definitely. I
Because I
want
feel
that
like
right
we
now.
can.
Oh, yes.
I think what's held down a lot of recent Lego games is that it would be more fun if we didn't always have to play against computers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it would be awesome to all play each other in tournaments in this
It
game.
would definitely
Also,
be.
like,
yeah,
the
I
enemies,
just.
oh
I
yeah, that's
really want
another.
that
That's another thing that I am like really just. I hate this game. The enemies are so cheap. I
Cheap
mean,
in what
they
way?
hit you while you're down.
That's how you know
That's
they're the
not
bad
what the
guys.
game
Yes.
does.
The bad guys, they hit you while they're down. That's what they
That's
do.
not. That's cheap. I'm sorry.
No, that's them
Like,
being
So,
bad.
Ford, would you rather like a Bionicle version of the Halo game?
What's that supposed to mean?
Is in the series Halo?
No, as in that style where big epic massive sweeping story arc, and then after you finish a big campaign, you have multiplayer battles.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm a very simple person when it comes to content. I
Uh-huh.
don't
Simple,
ask for
huh?
much. I don't ask for much. Like, I don't expect that much from stories that LEGO produces. Because, like, they're not going to be this big, huge thing. It's not going to be, like, the next great American novel. Most
Would you
definitely
rather
not.
instead have an 8-bit 2D side-scrolling platformer?
Ooh, a Neka Assault.
Well, somebody did that. It was called a Kodo Online game by Bionicle Fanatic. You could still find it
Yes.
somewhere.
Oh,
He actually may have done
yeah,
a bit
I-
more
I
since I thought he
remember that.
retired from it. He
Play
got a
that
new
again.
computer at some point. But he's not not keeping up with Bionicle's story at all, as far as I know. He said he wasn't going to buy any more sets.
Oh.
Like, not even he wouldn't buy any of the 2015 sets actually,
Oh.
because he hated them.
There was not much to hate there. Unless you were a hater. Which I guess he was.
He
Haters gonna
said
hate.
the reason he wasn't buying them was because of he didn't like the story.
Yes. Because that is a good reason not to buy
He won't be
things.
listening to this anyways.
Wow.
But not that I'm saying anything I wouldn't tell him. I have told him this.
I was actually thinking more along the lines of Shovel Knight.
I haven't played Shovel Knight, though. I've heard a lot of people like it. Shovel Knight has his own
Looks
amiibo, doesn't he?
great. Yes, it does.
Yes, he has an amiibo that allows you to do 2-player
Yes.
Huh.
on the Wii.
Really?
You.
Ooh, speaking of that, I was watching Nintendo Direct. Yeah, last night. No one of you care, though, because you're all scrubs and
But
you don't
Paramount
play Nintendo
Sons-
games.
I do play
only have
Nintendo
a PC.
games. I've got a lot of Nintendo games.
But Leo, your PC can't even play games.
Yeah, it
Unless
can.
they're old.
Yeah, it can.
Then get Star Wars Battlefront.
on Steam.
No, it's not on Steam, it's on Origin.
Origin. What's this?
It's EA's platform because EA has to be their own thing.
EA.
Yes, EA as an electronic entertainment, as in the company that does not make good DCL.
Oh yeah, they only make soccer sports games.
Yeah, FIFA. Go die, FIFA.
Anyway,
FIFA is the worst thing to happen to video games ever.
Wow.
to get back on topic.
I
Okay,
cannot
okay,
express my hatred for
to get
FIFA
back
enough.
on
Tell us how
topic,
you feel.
My
I'm
hatred
just
for
going to
soccer
end
is
off
already so
saying
deep. When you
that-
take it into a video game that is released every year, it becomes even deeper. FIFA is so terrible, and I can't. They have DCL for FIFA, don't they? DCL for a sports game is already the stupidest thing ever. It adds more to the stupidity of FIFA coming out every year. FIFA is so stupid. Okay, I'm
Shall
done.
I take the soapbox out from underneath his feet?
Let's do an email.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Why don't we...
Are you
Oh, we need to do an email that Leo has to read.
Yes, the one that has my name in the
Yes.
title.
Yes.
Yes.
It is that part of the show where I give Leo 3 emails to choose from. One of them gets answered today. The other 2 go back to the email queue to be answered
So
later.
it's not that time of the show where Larry comes out to sing a silly song?
No.
Sorry.
The email song. Take it away, Leo. Sing the email song.
Oh, where is my inbox? Oh, where is my inbox? Oh, where, is my inbox?
Leo, about your inbox. You never use it. You don't really need it. So I gave it to Ford Because he checks his email.
Oh. Oh.
Not fair for my inbox.
Okay, let's go. So,
Oh gosh.
we actually only have 3 emails left to choose from this week.
Oh, you need
One
to
of
send
them
us
we
more
got
at
from yesterday,
so thank you,
Central
viewer.
at gmail.com.
Oh yeah, we forgot to plug it, didn't we? If you
dang
would
it.
like to send us an email to be answered on the show, please
Actually, remember that
send
we
us
were
an email to,
supposed-
hey, I'm plugging.
I just
I can't
plugged
find
it.
an outlet. Plug more.
I know, but you weren't loud
But
enough.
I just... Oh.
Please send us an email at bioniclecomedicentral at gmail.
This is an interruption.
Okay. Leo, it wasn't an interruption if you said it after I was done.
You should be a
Anyway,
little bit faster, Leo.
your options are, you wanted email?
No.
This title should spark Leo's interest. This subject should intrigue Leo because I say so.
This subject should intrigue Leo because I say so. Let's do that one.
Okay. This
Because I'm
one comes from
weak-minded.
someone who did not give us their name. Oh, wait, nope. Here it is. He just didn't put it at the beginning or the
Guys,
end.
please put it at the beginning or end because it's way easier to track
That's
you
the
that
thing.
way.
Please put your name at the beginning because it's easier to
Yes.
find your name.
It's easier to track you.
This email comes from 6CB6.
What a name.
I hope you have all enjoyed Journey to One, which by the time you're reading this email on the podcast has come out, hopefully.
Wow, we got like perfect timing.
I am
Imagine that.
6CB6 with only 3 questions this time, unlike the 4 I had before.
All
Sorry.
right.
That rhymes.
What was your guys' favorite episode in Journey to One?
2.
There were only 2 of them.
I feel like
my favorite was number 3.
Yeah. There's not
They're pretty
really
much
that
one
much
episode,
to
honestly.
say.
2. I really
I want to
like
say
2.
like the mix
liked-
of them all. I liked all of it. I love it.
I liked the prologue and everything else.
Prologue shouldn't count.
I
I
actually really
preferred
did.
It's technically
episode
labeled
2
episode
though.
1,
I
Netflix.
actually really did like the prologue. I think that they did a very nice
Anyway,
job on that.
If I had to choose, I'd say I liked episode 1 perhaps a bit better. Not episode 1 of the prologue, episode 2, technically on Netflix, the first of the 2 that are actual episodes, not recaps.
Yeah, I'd say
Episode
like
2, which
the
is
first
episode 1. It's
actual
like Star Wars all
episode,
over again.
'cause
What?
There's less of Pohatu being a jerk, ruining everything.
2 is my favorite because Pohatu has a character arc.
She does have a
He's a
character
jerk
arc,
and
but it's
ruins
just
everything.
a lot
Yes,
of other people don't like.
and after the character arc, he is not a jerk.
But he is the villain.
He had character growth.
He's a villain.
He had development.
But he's
Yeah,
not
like
Something Gali
Australian.
lacked.
I still like Pohatu.
Villain.
Hatu's not Australian. 0 out of 10.
Yes.
So I get it. I get
Wow.
it. I get it.
Expansive world building, 1 out of 10.
I get it. Since he isn't Aussie, then he's a jerk.
Wow. Lena.
Victus analysis returns.
What?
Well, that
Wait,
makes
oh,
sense.
I know
He's a
why
jerk
he's a
because
jerk.
he's not
I know why he's a
Aussie.
jerk. I got it. I know why he's a jerk. It's because nobody likes brown sets, so they didn't buy him.
Well, that would be
Are you
no
sure it's
end.
not because his shoes are on too tight? Or his head is not screwed on just right?
Or his heart
It's
was
because
too
nobody bought
sizes
his
too
set.
Maybe it
small.
was not with his heart or his shoes.
He just wants to be loved.
Well, that's
Whatever
just
the
But he's
reason
still a
his heart
Second
or his
question.
shoes.
I'm pretty sure none of us
Pohatu
speak
stood
German,
up there
right?
hating
He just
those.
needs some friends.
no.
Do any of you guys speak German?
No.
Panzerkampf.
I don't know how to
no.
pronounce German. It's like
Kepi should.
Nine.
Czech, Dutch.
I think Kepi does.
9.
Kepi knows how to speak it.
I'm just my. Actually, I think Kepler might
I
speak
just
German.
said that.
Well, he's
Yeah,
Probably.
he does.
Ugh.
So none of us currently, but I'm pretty sure Kepler does.
We'll get Kepler on.
Because he's German.
And
He's a
third,
German astronomer.
What is your guys' favorite mask power?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
The Calyx. Power of Fate. My favorite.
Calyx is my favorite because that's one I wear.
Hmm.
Leo
What?
may try and think that in his fantasy world he wears one, but let's face it, it's not shaped like a calyx.
Yes, because in my world I actually can dodge bullets and leap tall buildings in a single bound.
I do that with a mask that lets me.
I would say that my favorite is the Faxon, which is Holly Mari's mask. It's just,
Mask of Kindred.
yeah, it's.
And yet
I
your
just love
avatar
it.
has you
Yeah.
with Arthron plastered over your face.
Yeah, there's actually an interesting story behind that, but the mask.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, Kindred
what
is
about
just cool.
Lena? And then I'll talk about mine.
No, Lena.
Lena.
Lena's not paying attention.
Okay. But I was
Sometime today will be nice.
okay.
Alright.
I'd say Can it be a made up mascot?
No.
Because
No.
No.
fine.
There's already enough powers people made up and Greg made canon.
It's a weak mass power. Fine. Okay, sure, fine. My favorite would probably be.
Is it the mask of turn your head to the left? It turns your head to the left.
To the left.
I think
Nick
it'd
of
be the
time.
mask
Left,
of-
Before you get
left.
ambushed.
This mask turns your head to the left.
In case your neck needs a
The
stretch.
mask of destiny
Okay,
that gives you
Ford,
rainbows.
Lena's thinking you go.
Okay, mine is probably, like, just off the top of my head, either the Mask of Speed or the Mask of Truth. Because I really
Loader
like
Kakama.
going fast, but I also really like being able to know whether or not somebody's being a liar. Because I don't like liars.
And you don't like
They're the
Bohato.
worst.
I don't like liars either.
No
I
one
think,
likes liars.
I think Nuju,
Even liars don't like
would-
liars.
or Judge Nuju, would put my mask, or my powers with my mask, to the test very well.
Technically, I don't think Nuju wants to know the truth. That's why he doesn't wear a robe.
Well, you know what? Then
One of
I'm
these
better
days,
judge.
I will write a script and Judge Nuju will burn someone at the stake.
I would be a very good
I would
attorney.
enjoy that. I would enjoy that a lot.
Or maybe a prosecutor. One of the two.
One of the two. Anyways, Lena, have you had time to think?
Okay,
She
I'd
wasn't
say
thinking
the
about
mask of quick travel.
Ooh.
That's.
Kurohi
always a good
Kowalski, I
one.
think.
I
Yeah,
thought.
Kowalski.
I thought it was Ivuni's
The
mask.
Quality.
No, Iruni is the name
Of
of
the
the
Toa.
Toa.
Oh, okay.
Kowalski is the name of the mask.
Oh, okay. I heard you say Qualis, so it's.
No, Kowalski.
Okay, I get it.
Curse these like-sounding names.
Vakama, Nokama, Kakama.
It's like Tarak and Kitar. It's just spelled differently.
It's like Malum and Melum, guys.
G1 connection
Neil,
confirmed.
That can be different, and then
Malum!
later we can have a debate. How come no one debates these names? That the Lewa debate is still so prominent.
we should have
It's
a
Leo.
podcast on
Partly
like
because of
just
TTV's fault.
pronunciation
Shut
of
up.
Lego words.
TTV's
That would be
fault.
fun.
Oh,
No,
but actually, I
no.
was listening to TTV's debate about it the other day, and they were talking about the first time it was said. LG was arguing it was in the movie, but you know what I found in the Nestle CDs for the Toa?
Ooh.
Lewa's name is pronounced Lewa.
Oh.
That was the
It's
first
also
time I can
pronounced.
find
It's
on
also.
record of them saying
It's
his
also
name.
pronounced Lewa. God, that's so weird to say. It's also pronounced that way in the Ultimate Guide to Bionicle.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
that.
the encyclopedia. Greg said he didn't
You know,
say that.
So in
when
other
he was
words, we
everyone
just showed
else
up
in the team.
TTV, guys.
Like in where's that country again? I forget.
Denmark.
Hey, I
Yes,
haven't
it's
had
Denmark.
Sweden.
I know.
Show guys
It's not that I
Bionicle.
don't know that, guys. I just don't remember names.
Sweden.
Uh-huh.
Which is why you keep
Nuremberg.
on mixing me up with Lena.
Ziggurat.
Akkadian. Gilgamesh.
Panzerkampfwagen.
I'm not good with words.
The Epic of Lugalulabanda.
No.
Speaking of words, I think we're about out for today. So thank you for watching this episode.
Nonsense,
of
we can
Bionicle
extend this
Commentary
another 7
Central.
minutes.
Leo, did you really feel the need to interrupt me there?
He loves
I want to
interrupting. Have
extend
you
Is
this.
noticed
my
that?
talking getting in the way of your interruptions?
No, but it's helping us extend this to an hour.
We don't need
I'll
a
just
perfect
make real-
hour every time.
I'll just make really, really long intro and outro music. It'll be perfect. And I'll make it like an hour and a half long.
Oh yeah, perfect.
No,
No,
we don't
no,
need to
you
do
should
that.
play
Thank you all
3
for watching this episode of Bionicle Commentary Central. Please
Bi-
like, comment, subscribe. We really like hearing your guys' thoughts on what we talk about in the comments below.
And
Drives
buy
us to
Kickin'
keep
Owl
doing this
Crunch.
podcast.
The Bionicle way to start your day.
Also,
Kicking all
Google
crunch.
sucks, so don't turn on ad block, or because they take 70% of our profit already.
Yes.
I felt like putting that out there because I was having a debate about that earlier.
Oh yeah, we have no money.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched, and if you
We used to have money, but we don't anymore. Anyways, thank you for watching.
and if you haven't watched Journey to One yet, then what is wrong with you? You just went through this whole podcast with spoilers. Go watch it now.
And buy.
Should we have
For
mentioned-
you.
Spoiler alert.
No, they should already know that. Put that in the
Yeah.
title. Put
That's
that
what
in
I'm
the
gonna
title.
do. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it
Just say
Journey to One
spoilers about
spoilers.
one.
I'm just gonna call it
Goodbye, everyone.
spoilers to one.
And 2. And
And
3.
5.
And
And
Kickin' Owl.
15.
Farewell.